the best labor leader, in my opinion, I think, Jen, you would share that opinion, in the country right now, Shawn Fain of the UAW, has decided to endorse Joe Biden for president.
Can we clarify that we don't know that I don't think it's a matter of Shawn Fain decided to endorse Joe Biden. I actually do not believe that's how that went down.
Okay, so
I believe that as somebody who represents rank and file, that whatever decision was made, it wasn't some top-down decision.
Well,
don't blame him. That's what I'm saying.
You're going to hear that that's not necessarily the case, but we're going to play you a clip so you guys will have an idea of exactly why he made this choice. He has obviously a lot to say about the former president.
Donald Trump said, and I quote, "I think that the unions are really, really hurting very badly what's going on with the auto industry," end of quote. Joe Biden, having helped save the auto industry.
All right, I don't get it. He was there for 12 minutes. Okay, let's even say we're willing to put aside what happened with the railroad workers and just deal directly with this. I don't see how he did anything really to help them in any way. But I will also say that Shawn Fain does look particularly good with facial hair.
Okay.
I'm just saying, set that silver fox
on the American auto workers and won. In 2015, when he was first running for president, Trump went even further. He said the concessions we took weren't enough. He wanted to do a rotation in the auto industry of the jobs in Michigan and the Midwest, so union auto workers would be begging for their jobs back at lower pay. He wanted to put the race to the bottom on steroids to screw the American working class. Joe Biden bent.
I don't know whether or not that's necessary. I don't know all of the answers to that.
Jen, do you have a Fain to see?
I do. And he's got this whole silver fox thing going on right now. I'm not happy with the content of this speech.
Well, he's going to talk about Joe a little more.
I know, which is gross to me. It's really distracting. I'd rather watch him than stop putting up that picture of Joe. I don't want
on the American worker, while Donald Trump blamed the American worker. Today, I'm proud to stand up here with your International Executive Board and announce that the UAW is endorsing Joe Biden for President of the United States. And I am honored now.
What were their choices? What were their choices?
He waited until after the New Hampshire primary, in which Joe won with over 70% of the vote as a write-in candidate,
which is off the chart. So really, what were they going to do?
Yeah, Dean Phillips got $1 million at like the 11 o'clock hour.
I don't know enough about him to know that he's necessarily better for labor anyway. I don't know anything about Dean Phillips.
And then, of course, Marianne Williamson couldn't even crack 5%. So I understand that this is more about...
It's upsetting.
This is what it is. RFK, who is the one truly viable third-party candidate. I mean, the only time you saw RFK in support of labor was with the striking writers in LA. And the only reason for that is because of his wife. So if you...
Yeah, he doesn't scream labor.
Yeah, if you take that out of the equation, you know, Cheryl is not advocating on behalf of the people in her industry, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with advocating for actors and writers. No. They deserve just as much labor support as those that are making automobiles. But there's no question that this is a political calculation on his part.
And again, I don't know that this is not necessarily him. Like he just said, this was an executive board decision. I don't find him to be a dictator.
To invite President Joe Biden to come and address our great union and join us in our fight for economic and social justice for the UAW and the entire working class. So UAW family, let's stand up and welcome the man who stood up for us. Please welcome the current President of the United States. We will re-elect Joe Biden.
It's just pitiful. Do we have to watch Joe? I don't want to watch Joe.
Hello, UAW.
Oh, no, don't make, oh, no. Where's his Kente cloth? You know what? This is somewhat depressing to me, actually. And again, I don't know what their options were. Like, they don't have options.
Benefits from what you do. You know, please take a seat if you have one.
I don't want to watch.
As they come.
I really don't want to watch.
Starting
this.
with your president, Shawn Fain.
He's
it's ridiculous.
I can't watch for 5 seconds because he's already mumbling over his words.
No, he can't talk. But this was what was there was no option. But I would like to hope that whatever backroom deal was eventually struck between him and that executive board, that somehow the UAW did get something from it. Now, we might not ever find out what that is, or for a long time, I don't know, but I'm hopeful that Shawn Fain wouldn't just say, okay, sure, we're just going to endorse him without any sort of concession.
Now we're going to play you a clip of how Shawn Fain really feels when he isn't doing any type of grandstanding in front of the president, which unfortunately you have to do. But this is him being maybe a little too forthcoming about where his rank and file stand when it comes to supporting Joe Biden, to Fox Business's Neil Cavuto.
The union membership in the past was very strong for Ronald Reagan in both elections. George Bush Sr. benefited from the union vote. Many of your own members now, Shawn, are very big Trump supporters. I don't know the breakdown, you know that part better than I, but that a good many of them are at Trump rallies and are MAGA enthusiasts. How do you feel about that?
Look, it's what makes this country, you know, a beacon for other countries. You know, it's democracy in action. Look, let me be clear about this. A great majority of our members will not vote for President Biden. Yes, some will. But that's the reality of this. The majority of our members are going to vote their paychecks. They're going to vote for an economy that works for them, and they're going to vote for a president. When you look at these two presidents, the choice is very clear about which one stands up with the working class and stands up for labor, and which one stands for the billionaire class, and that's his base.
Okay, he had it all the way
again,
until the last 10 seconds.
I'm hoping they got something for this. That didn't happen without private conversations. There were conversations involved. So I don't know what was decided. I mean, I would like to think that, you know, that Shawn Fain was told that you do this, we'll, you know, work on getting the PRO Act through. And I don't know. It's disappointing all around.
But here's the problem with
he is just so cute with facial hair.
But here's the problem with endorsing an incumbent president. They have authority to do something. And if you're not getting them to do something in order to get your vote, then there is almost no point.
Then they won't do something once they're elected, because why would they?
And then the audacity of the current president to put out a tweet today saying that if you reelect me, and give me a bigger majority in the Senate, I'm going to codify Roe. I will sign it the day I win re-election. It's like,
oh my God,
I've seen this story one too many times before. You're not fooling anybody. Wasn't
he the vice president when Barack Obama had a supermajority and could have done that?
One of the first things.
Wasn't he sitting right there?
When President Obama was first elected, they actually asked him, you know, you campaigned about codifying Roe. And he said, yeah, we're not working on that right now. So that, to me, really says it all.
But the thing is, Joe, and this was something I thought that was very profound that I was watching. There was like a focus group where they were asking people about if they were going to support Joe Biden. And one of the issues, of course, that we know the Democrats are going to run on is Roe versus Wade. You guys lost that. You already showed us you don't care enough. You just campaign on it.
And so when everybody's out there saying that Trump put 3 Supreme Court justices up that we're going to vote against it, okay. But at the same time, even after that, you still had an opportunity, to codify.
So
now it's getting codified at the state level.
Can I finish what I was saying?
I'm sorry.
And so what I thought was very interesting is that the news person, it's not really a news person, the talking head asked one of the girls on this panel, a young girl, she had to be 20s, and said, I mean, how do you feel about, you know, reproductive freedom? Is that one of your, you know, main points? And she said, yes, but as much as, you know, I feel like that would be, you know, yeah, maybe safer. Wouldn't I be a hypocrite if I vote for Joe Biden for reproductive freedom when he's slaughtering women and children in Gaza? So it's like, yeah, it is. You're right. It's where he gets. So, I mean, even the fact that there is this choice issue, that's not going to supersede Joe's genocide. It's just not. Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.